Hello YouTube, Plusmon here today, and we haven't done these in a very long time. I think it's time we start doing these again. For a while I literally stopped buying stuff for the collection. A, I was running out of space. B, I had to deal with moving house like several times in between, and there just really wasn't much money or time. And to be honest, that's also sort of my fault because I sort of slanted into that sort of lack of motivation to buy stuff, and that's just sort of been the mood until then. Now, you're probably wondering why this is on the crappy webcam and why this is such a terrible angle. And the reason for that is I've got the good camera fixated on this lovely, nice, big box. Isn't that sexy? Of course, it's Astrum. So you've got like Astrum keyboard, Astrum speakers, and an Astrum mouse. And this is not what's in here. So we've got a little WhatsApp retro group here in South Africa. I'm part of a lot of the Facebook groups, and this is by far for me the best one for like computer stuff that's local to South Africa. And they've got an auction every so often, and you bid on certain items. Now, of course, there's lots of big box PC games on auction, and those tend to go for fairly high prices, but it's always like a fair price, so that's not a problem. But as you can see with this box, it's probably not going to be any big box stuff. So let's start opening this up, and hopefully I'm going to see if I can actually live stream some of these games on my other channel link down below. So if you want to see me play some of these, leave a comment and then join the other channel. I mean, that's the best way to sort of do it. Now, I did bid a few of these, but the auctions, some of them ran like super late and stuff, and I can't remember exactly which ones I won. You know, that's just my brain going, don't keep track of important stuff, you know. There's also another big bag we're going to go through after this. Quite a lot of jewel cases, and conditions on those, some of them are really conditioned. Some of them are really good. You know, we'll just have to wait and see what's in there. I'm sure you guys love to see that as well. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do like the whole editing and pictures and that sort of stuff, because that just took way too much time and wasn't really that fun. So, what do we have here? Got more bags and some packing material. So let's take the packing material. I don't need that. Could have actually brought the rubbish bin up here, but too bad. So all of these are like individually wrapped. Now, the person that does these auctions, I've bought from them a lot of stuff before, and I must say, I've never had a packaging problem with that person. The packaging is always super good. So here's like a single one. Let's start off with this one and see what's in here. I think all of these are like singles. Okay, and this is Septira Core, Legacy of the Creator. Now, this is actually a monolith game. I'm going to see how far can I pull this up so you guys can still see. So this is a monolith game. Interplay, you know, it has all of the big games names on there, but I've never actually heard of it before. So it looks kind of awesome. 3D, early 3D. System specs here is Windows 98, 200 megahertz Pentium. So this is 98 to 99 more or less release date. So that's awesome. It's probably going to be 3D effects supported. Condition is really good. Let's see the CD. The CD is minty. It even has that new spell still. So yeah, I'm really impressed by that one. That's the first one. So I presume that these are going to be better condition than the other bag of games that I've got. So you'll see that they're all individually wrapped. I must admit, this person, you know, I'm not allowed, I don't know if I'm allowed to say who it is, but so I'm not going to. But the one thing that they always do is they pack their stuff absolutely amazing. Now, this is Oni. I already own Oni, but I just own the jewel case. I don't own like the hard box sort of version, and this flips open. That's cool packaging. That's so cool. So if you haven't played this, it was a bungee release. I think it uses the same engine as Blood 2. I can't remember. Heavily buggy, very difficult to get running on modern systems. There are fan patches and stuff to make it work, and they generally do. So the recommended graphics cards: TNT2 Ultra, Rage 128, Voodoo 2, TNT2 Plus, Rage Pro. I won't run this on a Rage Pro. It actually says on the back there Rage Pro Plus. Don't know if you can make it out. Okay, Intel i890 not supported. Okay, Intel i890 is actually under recommended. Ooh, that's weird. Not supported. Voodoo 1, Rage 2C, Power VR. That makes sense. Those were fairly slow. So let's check that artwork out. That's beautiful. I've never finished this game. I played a bit of Oni. It's like mechs, and you can get out of your mech, and it's weird stuff, but it's super fun. Yeah, I'm going to get all of the dual ones done first, and there's a few DVD ones here on the side. Soul Reaver 2. I think this might be a duplicate in my collection, but I really want to get a first copy of Soul Reaver, and then I want to get a copy of, what's the name? Legacy of Kain, the very, very first game that wasn't 3D or anything. If you haven't played the Soul Reaver series yet, I highly recommend it. It's an absolute classic. Number 2 wasn't as good as 1, but it was good still. Number 2, they reinvented plot. I hope you guys like ASMR, because there's a lot of bag noises. I'm running this through NVIDIA, what's it called? NVIDIA Voice, or what, RTX Voice, because apparently that works on all the cards and didn't give me any problems installing. So let me know how the voice sounds for you. But this is Capcom Arcades Volume 1. Now, what's interesting about this is, I don't know if these are the ports. I hope that they're the ports, but it's got Street Fighter 2, and then it has normal Street Fighter. So there are DOS ports of both of those, and I'm hoping it's the DOS port, except for the Street Fighter 1. The DOS port on that is notoriously bad. Street Fighter 2 had a decent DOS port. It doesn't say anything on the back here, just like working on nostalgia. And I remember this is a 2003 game. It's a copyright 2003, and they're already like playing up the nostalgia on here. But it also includes for the PDA, so you can do it on the Samsung Noxia S190, you know. But it needs Windows XP 2000 ME 98, Pentium 2 450, 64 megs RAM. I'm going to be interested to see what they use to get these running. Is it a port, or what exactly is it? But it's in there. Let's see what the CD looks like. There's the CD. It's upside down for you. There we go. I flipped the camera so it's the same side as what I'm viewing on. That's going to be interesting. Hoping it's a DOS port. And seeing as it supports XP, I'm not sure it is. But we will see. This packaging is so good. So it's the first of the DVD size boxes. Now this one is a bit interesting. So I own Vampires the Masquerade in big box, but I do not own Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 and Pro BMX. So Pro Skater 2, I never knew that it came out for PC. I always thought it was a PlayStation 1 exclusive. So it's going to be interesting to stick this in somewhere and see how it runs. You know, in terms of specs, Pentium 2 266, 64 meg, DirectX 8 graphics, which is interesting. So no Voodoo, slightly. you know. But the rest of us, this is interesting. It'll be interesting to see and install this and see how it goes. But it's one of these with the free CDs. You know, once again, the condition of this is really, really good. You'll see now what general thrift store condition looks like when I've got the other package open. Now this one I know nothing about. This is Mech Commander Gold. Oh no, I do know Mech Commander. It's the first Mech Commander. Which is nice. No. Nice to own. I can't remember a lot of the Mech Commander series. I can remember it's like Mech Warrior, but it's like strategy based or something. Kind of cool. Don't have that in my collection. Unless watch me pull it out of the next bag. Because the next one is also one I bought like months and months ago, and I kind of forgot. Another World. This is the 15th anniversary edition. There we go. Another World 15th anniversary edition. So this is the remaster with the better graphics, and I think there's 1 or 2 story elements they altered in it. So I do own, of course, Another World, the first release for DOS. I don't own the remake. What's interesting at the back is it does actually work on Windows 98, and you need a Pentium 200 for it, so you can actually retro game on it. Really, really nice. It even has like a manual. A color manual. Now there's something you don't see every day. Check this out. Full color. Why is it that we're all okay with manufacturers and PC game creators not giving out full color manuals anymore? This literally costs them cents to do. And then you buy games today and you basically get the case, nothing in it, and a key that you type in on Steam. Now this is the big one. This is the main one that I was super excited to get. And that is a copy of Final Fantasy VII for PC. Now, international price of Final Fantasy VII for PC is it's beyond high. Even like these sort of collections of it, you know, and this one has all of the discs, including the manual CD. Now, I do actually own Final Fantasy VII for PC. The only problem that I've got on mine is the actual discs are in relic condition. They're scratched, and you can push them up to the light and see straight through them. Some of the scratches completely destroyed them, but this is super nice condition. And it has the manual CD. The manual CD I didn't have in the other copy that I've got of Final Fantasy VII, so this is awesome. I can't wait to play this. Supported Windows 95. And of course the specs at the back. 166 megahertz, doesn't even say MMX. 32 megabytes of memory, 260 megabyte hard drive space, that's a lot. And DirectX compatible SVGA card, 4-speed sound card, DirectX 5.1. I don't think that 7 did any 3D acceleration. I think 8 did definitely. So it'll be worth sticking this in and seeing if it supports a 3D acceleration at all, or if it was just software. But like, what's interesting with all of the Final Fantasy ports, the early ones, the backgrounds are all 240p, so it's very low resolution, and they like scale it, but they use bilinear filtering, so it's extremely blurry on PC. So it's not the best way to play Final Fantasy. In modern times, we are super lucky. You can get the PC version now, and then there's mods that they actually go out and they upscale using AI, the actual backgrounds and things, and it looks amazing. So if you really want to get into Final Fantasy VII, I don't recommend going retro unless you've got like some memories with it. And I've got some very good memories of Final Fantasy VIII That's why that was the actual one I'm looking for, but only 7 is good as well. Okay, and now for the big box of other stuff. I'm just going to stop the video here so I've got 2 consecutive ones. Okay, I've got the other package ready here now. You can see by the dust on this. This was about 2 months ago I bought this. And I honestly, for the life of me, can't remember what I bought. It was one of those few occasions where I went to the charity shop and they actually had games. What they do is they basically stack out tons of music discs. So as those discs, of course, get sold, they like fill in with some more game discs, and it's all music. Now, of course, but in between the music, you've actually got games. So it's always worth, if you're going to a charity shop, check the music section for like dual cased PC games. There's a lot. I found even like PS1 games in there, and even like Sega Saturn games in those sections before. And what's interesting is the bag is actually so similar to the ones that the packaging was in, but I checked and like the serial numbers are different. You know, this must come from like a manufacturer that just like makes billions of them. Okay, so I'm going to try and do this in such a way that you guys don't get any spoilers. So the first one here is Rebel Assault 2. You can see that the dual case is super scratched. But the discs inside, if I remember correctly, they weren't too bad. Yeah, they're not too bad. They need a clean, it's greasy fingerprints over them. But the most important thing is if you hold them up to a light, which I recommend if you're going to like charity shops. That's the test you do. Is you take the disc, put it up towards the light, and if you can see like little spots through it, it means that disc rot is settled in, and it's actually taken off the reflective layer. That disc is useless. Unless the data is, if it's like at the end and the data is like not quite there, you can, but still it'll die eventually because disc rot is on there. It'll start eating away and just get worse and worse over time. You know, I've in my collection got a lot of those. What else do we have here? What was this? Oh, this is one of those. I have no idea what this is, but I want to check it out. Okay, open ball, Crystal Holtzberg. It's on a super weird disc. It's a silver disc, but the top is like, it's almost like printed. You know, it has that printed and it looks like the disc was scanned. And then I don't think this is a pirate because if you turn it around, it has a disc ID and stuff at the back, which pirates don't have normally. Another thing why you always want to turn a disc around. It's a DVD disc and you get a gold disc, 100% pirated. Purple disc, of course, it's DVD writable, pirated. And if you turn it around and there's like a serial number, and what they used to do is they used to use like a soldering iron or something off to like melt the serial number off, so people don't know where the disc was manufactured, on what printing press. That's a pirated as well. You can also check the manuals, how the manual looks. There's some telltale giveaways. But then I'm super excited. I finally got a copy of Battlechase, but this is 3D animated with a tribute. I've never seen this version of Battlechase. Disc is in okay condition, but you can see the difference. This is Relic. It's like dusty, nasty. Wartimer. It's another piece of game. I don't know, but it's by LucasArts. So it's Mortimer and the Riddle of Medallion. Medallion? Oh, Medallion, yeah. Okay. Riddle of the Medallion. You can see the scratches on these. They're not great, but that's what you get if you buy charity shops most of the time. And that's why you pay a bit of a premium. You get like through someone you know. So they do the effort for you. Got some Santana, Black Magic Woman. I don't think this was for me. This was a gift for someone. And then some PS Vita games, 40 Rand each. I couldn't say no. There's Little Big Planet 2 and what's this? Tearaway? It's kind of cool. I love these, and it's just like a little cartridge in there and a voucher, which I hope I don't have to edit that out. Yeah, I love these, and I've got a PS Vita TV, and a lot of these you can play on there, so it works having some physicals. Atomic Bomberman, another one I used to play back in the day. This is actually DOS, even though it says Windows 95. This one, on PC Gamer, he had a demo for it, and the demo had a 30-second timer. You could only play the game for 30 seconds, and it'll kick you back to DOS. It was the most useless demo ever, but I love the game. Because I never had Bomberman for console. I understood like how to play it on the NES and stuff. Friends of mine had a copy of it on the Family Clones. I never had a copy of it, so I like the DOS one. And I think I did actually eventually go in with the X editor and remove that time limit on the PC Gamer version, just so that I can get a bit more of it. And surprise, surprise, it was only like the one level, and then it kicked you out to go some sort of error if you finished the level. Still kind of awesome. Another one I'm super, super stoked about. This is Rise of the Triad, Dark War. It's like a compilation one. I think this is one of the more full compilations. I could be wrong, but looking at how much data is on there, there's a lot. And you can see like the condition of these. So you really need to now go get some Windex, get some lint-free crafts, and just clean the discs. Because oh my word, these are relic. Just touching this makes me feel dirty. Guns and Ammo, the ultimate target challenge. Never heard of this. Okay, and it's just like over 100 guns, compete with shooting and stuff. I just thought this was interesting. These were like $10, so I don't care. You know, it even has like someone bought this at Cash Converters, then donated it to charity. Of course, this is all like completely and utterly, can't read it anymore, it's faded. Kind of cool. Guns and Ammo. Pentium 100 needed for it, so no 3D acceleration most likely. Dark Stone. This is another game that I sort of remember from my childhood. No, and you see it has that there, so you know it's legit. It's not a pirated version. It has a manual, because a lot of times what you'll find with the pirated ones is it all has a manual in there, but it's so thick that it doesn't fit in. So basically what they did is they took the normal manual for the game and then stretched the pictures, and you can see by the print quality it doesn't work, etc. But yeah, this looks interesting, and I think that's actually mold on the cover. Yes, that's mold. So it's supposed to be a black cover and it's starting to get moldy. I need to take care of that before it gets worse. I'm super stoked because I owned this as a kid. Death Rally, it's free now. You can get it for free. I think I've got like 2 or 3 copies of this, each one a little bit different. This was the ultra budget release version of it. My one that I've got actually has like the more expensive transparent case with the printing on both sides. You know, absolute classic. Played the demo of that, and on the demo it only has like the slowest car, Raw Beetle. It showed you what other cars you can get, and you can keep on racing and earning money until you can buy those cars. And that's exactly what I did. And you can't really buy it, but you can see where the point is, because I wanted to keep my save game. So I kept on playing the demo until I saved up like for the very fast. I think the fastest one was not the truck, but it was like a different one. I think it's that one there that's like exploded. I saved up enough money to actually buy that using the demo. And then when I got the full version, my save game didn't transfer. So yeah, that was a shock. I learned back then that you can't do that. The spot free, another one in absolutely relic condition. Disc is quite decent, but as you can see, this is what you have to deal with when you get directly from charity shops, And you now have to go and look for a replacement case, clean everything. Of course, another copy for Windows 98. Can't have too many copies of Windows 98. This is an OEM, so how you can tell if it's OEM or not is that side there. This is not SE, that's why I picked this up. So I've got so many SE discs already. This is just plain Windows 98. Duke Zone! I had this. No, my uncle had this, and we, of course, got a copy of it. It is, there's two versions of this one. This one is, I think, the one for Doom, not Duke. But there's one for Doom, there's one for Duke, and it's just a whole bunch of WODs on CD. Yeah, oh no, this is for Doom. So 150 exciting levels for Doom and Doom 2. So yeah, of course, Wizard works. So these used to sell in the shop like just silicon sleeve, and there always used to be like a carousel, and it was the budget games, the 50 Rand games. This is Microprose Grand Prix 2. My Grand Prix 1 was like really, really good. It was a trendsetter. It really pushed PCs to the limit back then. Number 2, I'm not familiar with at all. But what I found interesting with this is you see on the top here, for distribution in Africa only. Okay, republished in South Africa under license in 1995. So just after apartheid, they were allowed to bring games and stuff back into the country. And they started doing that. And you can see that they marked them like this is the designation, because at the time the Rand was extremely strong. So I don't know why they did that, because normally what you would do is if you export games to India and those places, you'll mark the game down because their currency is not worth as much, whilst no one buys the games, So why was this one only for Africa? I'm not sure. And of course, Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets, another relic. It's missing the front one there. That's the key. If you guys get that key, it's fine. Not like it's an online game. You can see it needs a replacement jewel case, and this needs a clean. And finally, another copy of Windows 98. And this is, you can see the difference. This is one of the reasons why I got both here. So, see at the side here, like they added the text there for PCs without Windows, and that's the second edition. So you see how the second edition, sorry, I was mistaken, it wasn't at the bottom, they moved it there, but you can see the second side there. And of course, just interesting. This is what I'm talking about with CD-rot and mold. This one is like a cake. There's like a powdery, see that powdery substance? That's actually mold. But if I do the light test on this one, I've never had an issue with Windows disks actually the mold getting through. But you can actually, this one has no dead spots if you hold it to the light. So all this means is it needs a clean. That's all for the pickups. I mean, 30 minutes of pickups isn't too bad. If you guys like the videos, let's first give it like an appraisal. How much do I pay for these? This one is 20. 10, this one's 5. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 30. So 155 Rand. Plus then, I'm not going to include this, it's 2 games for games. It was 155 Rand for this whole stack. Of course, if you buy through like auction and someone trusts you, get much better quality. But all of these, including the shipping was 150 Rand. So that would have been, you just subtract that, 550 in total for all of these, more or less. Subtract the 150 on the 550 from 550. So you get 400 bucks, you know, which isn't bad considering that it has this. That's worth quite a bit. Not bad at all. So in terms of dollars for those watching overseas, this is going to be like $15. No, let's make it $10 because at the moment Rand's like to 115. So like $10. This one here, 50. 35. You have to count in the $20 more or less for that. Yeah. Definitely not bad. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I haven't done these in a while. If you have enjoyed it, please let me know so that I can do more. Also, I'm probably going to live stream some of these games at some point. So post down below the games you want to see live stream, so I know which ones to do. Anyway, cheers, bye.